Do you worry about talking to people? Is it hard to make new friends? Do you get really nervous in social situations? Well, then we need to talk. Stay tuned. That's what's up next. Welcome to another episode of Ask the Child Therapist, Kids Edition. I'm Natasha Daniels. I'm a child therapist who specializes in anxiety and OCD, and I make videos for you to deal with those issues every Thursday. Today I want to talk to you about social anxiety, because social anxiety is not fun. I know this because I have social anxiety, and I've been conquering it for the last few years, and I want to share with you what it is and how to get rid of it. For starters, social anxiety makes you incredibly aware of how you look to other people. So when you have social anxiety, you are very, very concerned about your appearance or how you talk or how you look to those around you. You don't want to look dumb, or you don't want to look stupid, or you don't want to look ugly. It's different for each person, but the overall theme is that you're worried about how you look in front of other people. And so that tends to make us paranoid. So when we have social anxiety, we think that other people are noticing things that they aren't really noticing. And we think that people are talking about us when they aren't really talking about us. And we feel like people reject us and don't include us and don't want us to be around, when a lot of the times that's not really true. And so it makes us kind of make these assumptions that are often incorrect. And we don't even realize that. That's the worst part about social anxiety, is you don't even realize that it's your anxiety and not an accurate view of what is happening. So to beat social anxiety, you have to really do 3 different things. 1, you have to challenge your perceptions of what is happening, which means you have to look around and ask yourself, did that really happen the way that my mind is telling me? Or am I overreacting or reading between the lines when in reality, nobody is trying to really hurt you or offend you or reject you or criticize you? So a lot of times you have to take a pause before you react to situations and maybe ask your mom or your dad, hey, this is what she said or this is what he said. Do you think that was rude? Or do you think they were excluding me? Or do you think they were being mean to me? Because a lot of the times if you have social anxiety, you're being extra sensitive and it's not always the way that you're viewing it. Secondly, you have to work on your self-confidence, because when you feel really confident, you are crushing your social anxiety, because a big component of social anxiety is insecurity and feeling self-conscious. So when you boost up your self-confidence, you're not feeling as insecure and you're not looking around waiting for people to talk about you or make fun of you, and you start to feel a lot better. So pick some things, this is going to sound really cheesy, but pick some things that you like about yourself. Because if you're talking to yourself in a negative way, if you're constantly nitpicking, oh, I hate the way I look, or why did I say that? That was so stupid. Or, oh my gosh, that was like the worst thing to say. Or, I shouldn't have raised my hand. That was a dumb comment. Everybody now thinks I'm dumb. Those aren't helpful comments in your head. Pay attention to how you're talking to yourself, because most of us wouldn't talk to our best friend the way that we talk to ourselves. So pay attention to how you talk to yourself and start highlighting what you do like about yourself. What do you like about the way you look? It's not braggy or cocky or conceited to point out things that you like about yourself in your own head. So what do you like about the way you look? Not what you don't like. What do you like? What do you think you're really good at? What are you awesome at that nobody can say differently about? What makes you you? I know that might seem totally unrelated to social anxiety, but it's not, because you need to define who you are so that you don't depend on other people to define you for you. That's not good, because sometimes it's not going to be pretty. And that leads me to number 3. Number 3 is you have to learn, and this is so hard, and I'm saying you have to. I don't normally talk like that, but with social anxiety, these are 3 things that you really have to do in order to crush it. So the 3rd thing is you have to be able to handle criticism and not care. Oh my gosh, that's so hard. That's hard for me. Everybody cares on some level, but really, does it matter that the entire school likes you? Does it really matter that everybody on the bus thinks you're okay? Does it really matter that everybody wants to be your friend? Because in reality, there's a sprinkle of mean people wherever you go. Even when you're a grown-up, there's a sprinkle of mean people as adults, unfortunately. But when you boost up your self-confidence, when you stop being paranoid and think that everybody is out to get you, you don't really care about the people who aren't nice to you, who don't really matter. Let's trim down that list of people that matter to you. Because if you have social anxiety, for most of us, everybody counts. We don't want anybody to not like us. We don't want anybody to confront us. We don't want anybody to hate us. We want to be on everybody's good side. And we want everybody to like us. I'm sorry, but that's impossible. It's just not humanly possible to have everybody like you. Now, some people are not going to like you because they don't like themselves. I know that sounded cheesy, but it's true. Or they have an issue with you that you can't fix. They just don't like you. You're not their flavor. That's okay. You don't have to be everybody's flavor. You just have to be the flavor of the people that you really care about. That brings the list quite down. So if your hair looks funky or crazy, and maybe that kid over there is going to make fun of you, you don't care because that's not one of your friends. And so you want to ask yourself, why do I care what other people think? I mean, if somebody was going to laugh at me, are they my friend anyway? No. And so I only want people who are going to be nice to me, who have my back, who aren't going to judge me, and who aren't going to laugh at me. And so instead of doing everything perfectly so that nobody laughs at me, nobody judges me, nobody makes fun of me, I don't have to change who I am. I'm going to be who I am, which is kind of wacky and crazy. And those people that can accept that, like that, and want to be my friend are the people that I'm going to hang out with. And those people that can't accept that, don't like that, I don't need them because we're just not for each other. And that is okay. A lot of times people with social anxiety will tell me that they feel nervous having conversations. And so I always tell kids, and this is going to sound a little bit weird, but I tell them, practice at home. Practice with your mom or your brother or your sister if they're not really, really mean, and throw back the conversation back and forth. I tell people, if you're worried about keeping up a conversation, just throw back what they ask you. Hey, how's it going? Good. How are you doing? Pretty good. How was your weekend? It was good. I went to the movies. How was your weekend? It seems really simple and stupid, but trust me, if you're nervous about maintaining a conversation, you just throw back what they ask you. People do love to talk about themselves. It's a true story. And so the more you ask other people, the more they're going to walk away thinking, wow, I had a great conversation with her. She was really interesting. And they literally did nothing but talk about themselves. That's just human nature. So if you're worried about having a conversation with people, if that's part of your social anxiety, practice at home just throwing conversations back and forth with your mom, your dad, your brother or sister. Soon you'll build up some confidence and you won't feel as insecure, which will tackle part of number 2, which is building up your self-confidence. Lastly, you want to challenge your social anxiety. So instead of avoiding things that make you uncomfortable, avoiding going to the bathroom at school, or avoiding eating in front of other people, or avoiding ordering your food at a restaurant, or avoiding going to the party, or whatever you know privately that you are avoiding so that you don't feel anxious, you want to slowly start to challenge yourself and do those things. One little baby step at a time. Maybe do something embarrassing. Wear your hair funky or don't match or put a stain on your shirt because you want to poke at your social anxiety and say, you know what? I can go to school not looking perfect, or I can raise my hand and purposely give the wrong answer and be okay. That is the best way to beat social anxiety, is to poke back at it and say, you're trying to make me feel like I can't be imperfect. You're trying to make me feel like I can't say anything wrong, do anything wrong, look wrong, or everybody's going to laugh at me or make fun of me. And to prove you wrong, not only am I going to work on my self-confidence and my self-esteem and my paranoid perceptions, but I'm also going to do the opposite of what you tell me. I'm going to embarrass myself on purpose. I know that sounds weird. So that I can prove to you that I can handle it. So that I can crush social anxiety and say, you don't control me. I can do wacky things. I can say the wrong answers, or I can look weird. And my friends are still my friends. And if they're not, then they really never were my friends to begin with. So I hope that helps. Social anxiety is a rough one. I do have a whole class that I just came out with online. And so kids who are 10 and older, and parents too, can take my online social anxiety class and learn more in detail step by step how to crush this beast so you don't have to deal with it anymore. I'll leave a video over here and you can watch that, and that's a little preview of my online class. Until next time, I hope you find the sparkle in everything you do, and I'll talk to you next Thursday.